This is take number 1 for week number 3 of A Course in Miracles. Here we go. Peace. What is up, everyone? I am OnenO, back here, week number 3 of The Course in Miracles. We got dogs barking, birds chirping, and I'm ready to get into it. So let's do this. Welcome back. All right, so we are into week number 3 of The Course in Miracles. And this week I actually have been traveling a lot. Believe it or not, I went to London and Rotterdam this week to do some music shows. It was super awesome and a great test for me to see if I could stay on course with my Course in Miracles. And I'm happy to report that I am on course. And today we are going to be recapping lessons 15 through 21. So let's just jump straight into it. All right, first, lesson number 15 is my thoughts are images that I have made. Now what this is saying to me is that all things, as we've been understanding, are preceded by thoughts. Let me define again what I mean. All things, as in material things that my eyes are perceiving, that I see with my physical eyes, are preceded by thoughts. So lesson 15 is stating my thoughts are images that I have made. My thoughts have become things, in other words. Lesson number 16, I have no neutral thoughts. So it is basically impossible to have a thought that is neutral. And what does that actually mean? It means that all thoughts are creative in essence. All thoughts have creative energy. So if you are thinking a thought, it is not neutral. It is actually creating part of your reality just by the simple act of thinking the thought. Lesson number 17. I see no neutral things. Because I have no thoughts that are neutral, therefore, I am incapable of perceiving any things neutrally. Meaning that when I open my eyes and I perceive things, it is impossible for that act of perception to be a neutral act because it is part of the thought process itself. Lesson number 18. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing. Oftentimes we have this big illusion going on that I am stuck inside of this body and that I exist only within my body and that there is an external world outside of me. This is becoming known to be entirely false, not just from the spiritual conversation, but from the quantum conversation in science. It is literally becoming impossible for me to understand how I could be separate from this reality. At this point, I am now fully comprehending that I and my reality are one. Therefore, I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing. Lesson 19. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. Now, as I said just a moment ago, my thoughts become things. So, if I am not alone in experiencing the perceived world, I am certainly not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. And this ties into lesson 20, which is, I am determined to see. The exercise for that day was very interesting. Lesson number 20, it actually fell on the day where I was traveling back from Rotterdam to London to fly home to Nashville, where I am now with this beautiful barn. I still love this barn. And so on my travel day back, the exercise was lesson 20. And this day's exercise was very different than all the other days. This was a request that every 30 minutes or twice an hour, I recite in my mind space that I am determined to see. And it does not clarify what that even means as far as determined to see what. That is where we're going next. But at the essence of it, at the base of it, I must become determined to see. And the way I interpret that is to see with my mind clear, to simply perceive the truth as it exists, the knowledge that is the world, God's creation, that I am living inside of and a part of. And then today is lesson 21, and this lesson is I am determined to see things differently. This lesson specifically has asked me to go into my mind space and illuminate for myself all of the places in my life that I find anger. And right now it is very easy to actually do this exercise given what's happening on our planet at this time. And I see things like police brutality and the whole Black Lives Matter movement as something that gives me an intense amount of anger, because I do not like seeing my brothers being persecuted simply for the color of their skin. This is the worst atrocity to what it means to be human. And we have somehow become caught up in this race war that is going on. I'm gonna wait for this plane. 1 second. The book has asked of me to go into my mind space and look at all of the areas that cause me anger, no matter if I perceive it to be a little bit of anger or a lot of anger, because again, my thoughts create things, so it does not matter how much anger I have. If there is any anger inside of me, it must be changed. So I am determined to see things differently. So even when it comes to relationships in my life, if it comes to the way I perceive money, or the way that I perceive our economy, or the way I perceive my friendships, the way I perceive my environment. If I have any anger in any of those places, I am now determined to see things differently, and I have seen that I have anger. And this is okay. I see this with a non-judgmental thing. This is part of my process. And part of my process is letting go of these triggers so that I may remember and come fully into being as the consciousness that connects all material. That is my true form. My true form is not the material that I perceive with my eyes. My true form is that of energy and consciousness. And therefore, my energy, my consciousness utilizes thoughts to manifest things. And therefore, I am determined to see the things that I perceive with anger differently, because I desire to live in a world with no such conflict. You may be even asking, as I am asking, if that's even possible. And you know what? Only time will tell. What is time anyways, but an illusion. So, today we wrap up here. I appreciate you checking out these videos and following along. If you have any questions or comments on the process, leave it down below, down in the comments. Pop on over to the website at amoneno.com. Read the blog, sign the email list so we can stay in touch. And also please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It really helps me out a lot. And I appreciate the fact that you're even spending this time with me. So let's make this a conversation. And until I see you again along the journey, I'll be back with week number 4 and we'll go from there. All right. One love, stay calm, stay peaceful, stay in your heart center, and don't let the mind of duality confuse you. This is where your identity should be rooted. When you are rooted in your heart, all will be taken care of. Allow that to be your truth, allow that to exist within you, and watch how the whole universe will shift to make that very apparent for you. I love you. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you soon. Oneness in sound. I am OnenO. Peace.